this is the first one in a long time that's got me excited to dive back in there and go back to the roots.
A holiday
game,
adventure games. Hey guys, welcome back to another Hunchback Reacts. We are here with Sander van Zanten.
Hello everybody, thanks for having me, Paul. I've been enjoying these trailer react videos,
awesome.
So I'm excited to dive in and do one with you.
Yeah, so Sander, actually, for the people who don't know him, he did the music for Deliver Us the Moon, working for us for almost 5 years, I think.
Yeah, more even. I think I kind of walked into your office like randomly in 2015, and we played some games, talked for a bit, talked a lot, as things go.
We talk a lot, definitely. But then again, you did the sound design and the music composition for the game, and it eventually ended up to be a 4-hour soundtrack.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, and it was a blast. Honestly, there was so much opportunity to support the game and the atmosphere with music. So honestly, I'm just really glad that KOCan appreciates the effect that audio can have on a game. It's not a given. So this was very nice. To come into.
Of course, we are busy with something that we can't talk about, but it is coming soon.
Soon.
That's all we can say. Hey, as always, we asked the composers to bring one of their favorite games or movies and a trailer to react to. What did you bring? Yeah,
so for today, we're gonna look at Dune. And not the movie. There is in fact a game in the works about Dune, and this game has. I'm actually particularly excited about this one because when I was a little boy, I think one of the first games I ever played was Dune 2000, and I remember this was at my aunt's place, who was not at all a gamer, so I was very confused to find a computer with games installed at her apartment. But I just gave it a try, and I was instantly hooked, and it just got me into all into the whole real-time strategy genre, right? So after that came, Red Alert,
Tiberian Sun,
and Warcraft and whatnot, all these games. But it kind of started with Dune 2000.
And this is based in the same universe as Dune the movie?
Yeah, so Dune is such an incredibly rich IP, starting off as a book series. It's inspired so many different films also, but many games as well. There's just so much to talk about and to find in the universe. It's a very cool place to be in. So I'm excited that this universe is going to get another game treatment.
Let's dive into the trailer and see what we think of the music and how they make this trailer, how it sounds, and then review it a little bit.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Here we go for Dune. Shiro Games. Oof.
This is Arrakis, a world of sand and death, brimming with terrible dangers. Only matched by the resources and secrets it holds.
Nice.
Of these resources, none is more precious and coveted than the spice.
Okay, setting up the world, huh?
Hope you'll find here. You cannot be prepared for what's waiting for you.
Oh, I like the tones.
Yeah. It has a very alienish vibe to it.
Very UI game.
Yeah.
Force them into submission. Use them as outposts to develop your infrastructure.
It's kind of a explanation trailer.
It's a gameplay trailer, right? So it's not the the cinematic reveal kind of trailer. This is the kind of trailer that really shows the meat and bones of the actual game itself.
You will have to fight to defend what you have.
I like the arpeggio.
Yeah.
Or rely on your cunning to achieve your goals through the arts of subterfuge.
It's interesting. It's a very different trailer than we did before.
Politics or diplomacy.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Classic Harkonnen.
He looks like the guy from the guys from WALL-E.
This is where they ended up.
Ooh,
and the worms, of course.
You will never truly control.
Ooh, that's beautiful with the sounds.
Yeah. Dune Spice Wars.
Here we go, and we got some Stranger Things action there, huh?
I love it. Yeah, there's a very clear sense of mystery.
Interesting. It's a little bit of a different trailer. So normally we react to this kind of. We had a little differences. So some is a little bit more contradictionary, some is more classical, some is more bombastic. This is way more on the statistics and how you do the game and the strategy that you in the game. Interesting.
Yeah, which is precisely why I picked it, because I thought, okay, so usually we have, the very cinematic trailers. The trailers themselves tell a cohesive story, and they lure you into the world of the game. And we could have picked that trailer for Dune, for this Dune game, but I thought, okay, let's see what changes when people create a gameplay trailer, when they actually reveal what's going on in the game, and you immediately see a couple of things. One, there isn't so tight a sync between what's happening in the music and what's going on in the game. They do it now and then, but they don't match up the impacts as closely as they would in a cinematic trailer, because that's not the purpose of this kind of trailer.
I like what they do. So it's kind of more of background music. It sets the tone, it sets the atmosphere. But then in the end, it goes a little bit more into this a crescendo or rise that gives you a little bit of that extra effect that makes it more trailery. But yes, definitely the emphasis is on the gameplay and what this game is about and what you can expect. But I think that works.
Yeah.
I think it works great. It's a little bit different than what we normally see in these trailers. And that's always a great difference between a movie trailer, which is always synced to everything, everybody's seeing the same thing. But then when you play a game, everybody has their own experience. Kind of like a remix of the assets being made.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and it's these days it's becoming more and more important to also show what the game actually is about. We've had such a flurry of cinematic trailers for so many games, and these are awesome. They're so awesome, but at some point you kind of want to know what's going to happen in the actual game. Yeah, and these trailers, they just work very well for that purpose.
Funny enough, especially if you go a little bit more in the old school games, they had this 3D environments, and then eventually the game was a 2D platformer.
Yeah.
But the cinematics were like, whoa, this is a 3D rich experience. And I kind of like this as well, when it's really truthful to what it is. Like, this is what you're going to play, this is what you're going to get.
I now know exactly what I'm going to get when I pick up that game.
What do you have with these kind of typical games in this genre?
I guess what I like about strategy is being able to manage different things at the same time. So it's like a puzzle that's evolving in real time.
Yeah.
And managing your resources, managing where your units are, managing your buildings, and how you plan that out. It's multiple games in one, actually. There's action in there, there's resource management, there's city building, and this game combines all of that into a very exciting package. The world of Arrakis, even the name, it's such a lovely name. I love it so much.
Dune.
It's so
World of Arrakis.
Yes.
Wow.
Arrakis. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
No, but it's a lot of fun. I played a lot of Red Alert, a lot of Tiberian Sun. It's just like a different genre of games to play. And I know, like, when I was younger, I played it a lot. Nowadays, I don't seem to find the time anymore.
Absolutely.
But you can lose a lot of like thinking power and strategy into these games.
A lot, yeah. Yeah, and there's a balance to be struck there. There is, you can go all out on very, management heavy games, and then there are the, it can be much more lighter. And I'm curious to see where this game is gonna end up on that spectrum there. But it's exciting to see also, how the music has evolved in what we're seeing here in this trailer compared to the original Dune 2000 that I mentioned earlier on in this video. It's exciting to see how the music has evolved into something, more synthesizer based. There's a lot more use of reverb. It feels much more modern.
New wave.
Yeah. So although, the universe is still the same, the setting is the same, but the way it manifests itself has changed.
So is this the same line of Empire's Battle for Dune? Is that the same line, or am I making a mistake?
So that one, I would say that one was a little more classical and a little more rocky. So you have these three factions in that game. You have the Atreides, and they have more like, the military classical kind of vibe. And then you have the Harkonnen, and they have more industrial metal vibes. Very cool. And you also had the Ordos faction. Yeah. And these guys were the sickest. They have this psychedelic trance soundtrack.
Yeah.
Which was amazing and incredible, and I really hope they do something like that.
Also, they did
again.
use soundtracks per, of course, tribe or per.
Each faction had its own soundtrack, and you know what we just heard in this trailer. I wonder how that ties into that. Like, was what we just heard exemplary of one of the three factions?
Yeah.
Or is it more like the general Arrakis kind of theme? And I would expect it to be the latter, you know, because
we'll see.
Yeah.
I know they ended up with a little bit of the Stranger Things vibes, of course, because that's well known because of the Apercio.
Yeah.
Very curious where this goes. I know that we are nerding out a little bit about the gameplay and all the typical tribes here, but it's interesting. You're gonna play it?
For sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. There's a lot of adventure games I still need to play, so I'm a little bit behind schedule.
Oh yeah.
But maybe there's some time for some strategy games again.
I think this is gonna be the first strategy game I'm gonna be playing in years, really, because we're so focused on narrative adventure games.
Exactly.
I feel like this is the first one in a long time that's got me excited to dive back in there and go back to the roots.
A holiday
game,
adventure games.
Gonna be good.
Thanks for bringing this one. For the guys that see this and like this, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you have any ideas or stuff that you want us to react to, make sure to drop it down in the comments. For now, I want to thank you for watching and see you next time.